Aotearoa, and welcome to Monday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news. Rising inflation pressures are now appearing everywhere in the West, underpinned by poor economic judgements. This week will be a busy one on the economic data front, even with the US federal agencies shut down. Locally, all eyes will be on the third quarter labour market data, and most observers expect it to show our jobless rate rose to 5.3%. In Australia, the key economic event will be the RBA's rate review late on Tuesday. There'll be a heightened interest on how they view their rising inflation. That will drive a reassessment by financial markets about where their interest rates are heading. Australia's September trade balance is due, and a big surplus is anticipated. Other central banks will chime in this week with rate reviews of their own, including Sweden, Norway and England, among others. In the US, while they won't have any official data, the focus will turn to the ADP employment report, ISM PMIs, and the University of Michigan's Sentiment Index. Canada will release its labour market data too. In China, the October trade surplus is expected to widen to around $100 billion for the month, although the latest official NBS manufacturing PMI showed a decline in new export orders in October. The broader Caixin manufacturing PMI is also expected to signal a further slowdown in factory activity, and its services counterpart will also be watched closely. China's official October PMIs came in over the weekend without any significant improvements from September. They say their factory PMI is now contracting marginally more and a noticeable step lower than last month, and their services PMI is barely expanding when a small improvement was expected. Japanese industrial production rose 3.4% in September from a year ago, a much better surge in the month than the 0.5% rise that was anticipated. In the US, the Chicago PMI rose in October from its worryingly low August and September levels, but it is still contracting and has now done that for 23 consecutive months. This month's slight improvement is on the back of a rise in new orders, modest as it may be. Basically, this metric is just contracting slower now. But some companies are doing well there. An example is Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, which reported profits of $48 billion in the latest 9-month result, $31 billion of it in the third quarter alone. They now have cash holdings of $382 billion. Buffett himself is fading from view now, and it will be a challenge for his replacement to maintain the charisma. The EU said its October inflation level is down to 2.1%, the expected dip from September's 2.2%. In Australia, there is more evidence inflation is embedding at levels well above 3%. On Friday, they released their third quarter PPI, and it came in at 3.5%, unchanged from the second quarter, and up 1% for the latest quarter. Analysts had expected it to reduce in the third quarter, but it isn't happening. The RBA will be as unhappy with this as it was with the equally high CPI result. Only recently a rate cut tomorrow was a sure bet, but no longer. And staying in Australia, bank lending grew 7.3% in September, up 6.3% for housing, but up 9.5% for business from the same month a year ago. But there is a noticeable dip in business lending in September from August, which surprised some. Going the other way, observers were equally surprised by the monthly surge in housing loans. The surge is worrying APRA. The combination of demand from the First Home Buyer Guarantee Scheme and exuberance by investors is joining to create a rush, and it is only expected to increase. So the regulator is stepping in with warnings to banks to rein in the party. High DTI lending is their special focus. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.10%, unchanged from Saturday at this time. And the price of gold will start today at $4,001 an ounce, down $5 from this time Saturday. That is down $107 from this time last week, but it is up $141 or 3.6% for the month. American oil prices are 50 US cents firmer from Saturday at just on $61 a barrel, with the international Brent price now just over $64.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now just on 57.2 US cents and unchanged from Saturday. It is down 20 basis points for the week and down 70 basis points, or 1.2%, for the month. Against the Aussie, we're unchanged at 87.5 Australian cents. Against euro, we're also little changed at 49.7 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just over 61.8 and down 30 basis points from yesterday, down 20 basis points for the week and down 40 basis points for the month. And the Bitcoin price starts at $110,113 and up 0.8% from this time Saturday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been low though, just on plus or minus 0.6%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. Do this again tomorrow.